Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm sorry if I sound like I'm talking low. It's because I am trying to talk low. It's really late. It's like 2 a.m. and I'm doing this, but I don't care because I like doing this so much. You know, it's Halloween time, it's spooky season or whatever. So I decided that I'm going to tell you guys a story time that's kind of scary-ish that happened to me. I know I said each of my story times have to have like some type of lesson or some meaning in them, but this one ain't got no meaning or lesson. It's just for entertainment. Okay, so y'all enjoy it. Enjoy this fresh face, flaws and all. And if you want to hear the story, stay tuned. To recap, because I know different people watch my videos every single time. My mom was in nursing school and she went to nursing school at UTMB. UTMB has several different branches, but the one that she went to and specifically was on Galveston Island. So if you know anything about Galveston Island, there was a great flood. It was really a hurricane, but it flooded the entire island of Galveston in the 1900s and pretty much devastated the entire island. And it took a long time for them to rebuild and repair and to basically get everything on track again. Extreme loss happened, and I say that for a reason, okay? So keep that in mind. We moved to Galveston, I want to say like 2007-ish, and my mom moved us to an apartment. So it was just me, my mom, and my sister in this apartment. When we first moved in the apartment, you know, everything was cool in the apartment. There was no immediate signs of like weirdness going on. It was just, you know, apartment. I consider myself not to be afraid of much. Maybe a clown or two, or you know, lizards, or you know, insects. But for the most part, overall, I don't really have too many fears. And when we moved into this apartment, I mean, that didn't change. And the way the apartment was set up was kind of like, as soon as you walked into the apartment, there was a living room, and then to your, hold on, oh, I'm so bad with direction. To your right, there was a kitchen. There was a, when you walk through the kitchen, there's a little dining room area, and then there is a, like 2 folding doors you can open. That's our laundry room. And then from that laundry room, if you turned right again, there was a hallway, and there was a short hallway that led to my room. There was a bathroom on the right side, and then my mom's room was the very last room at the end of the hall. So I remember one day we were all just chilling. I think it was me and my sister in the house, and my mom was either at school or at work. My grandma was here at the time, and my grandma was here with us. So we're all just chilling, and it was kind of late at night, or I want to say it was around like 10 p.m. That's late for us because we should have been to bed already. And my grandma was sleeping on the couch, and all of a sudden my grandma like wakes up in like a panic, and we're all like,
"Grandma, are you okay?" I just tried to get up just now, and I just felt somebody pressing on my chest. Nobody was pressing on your chest. Both of us were sitting here. What are you talking about?
So my mom comes home, she explains it to my mom. My mom also brushes it off as, you know, sometimes you have a scary dream, you know, it's not that serious. So fast forward like a couple weeks, and one day I'm in my bed and I'm sleeping. So imagine you're laying down in your bed and your eyes are closed and you're sleeping, and you just hear something that sounds like footsteps, but big, huge footsteps. And not just like a light, dainty foot like my foot. I'm talking about like a heavy boot foot, like a foot that had some weight to it, attached with chains on a floor surface that was either hardwood or a hard floor. And mind you, this apartment was completely carpeted. There was no way, I mean, there may have been a wood base, but the whole entire apartment was carpeted. So I'm sleeping in my bed and I hear this loud, heavy footsteps, like boom, 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 boom. And the sound is walking towards my room. And I'm in my bed and I'm half asleep and I'm like,
I ain't hearing that.
like, you know, me, a skeptic, I ain't hearing that. So I'm like, yo, Jesus, whatever it is, I rebuke it in the spirit. We're not having that here. So I go back to sleep. Unbeknownst to me, this goes on for weeks. And I never say anything. And unbeknownst to me, my mom, my sister, my grandma, and I all heard that same footstep sound. It wasn't until one day my mom was sitting in the living room and then she just blurts out,
Alright, I just have to say it.
and everyone naturally kind of turns to her and looks, and we're waiting for her to explain what this huge proclamation she had to make was. And she proceeds to say,
Are y'all hearing the footsteps?
you guys, when I tell you, everyone was like, yeah, I heard the footsteps. Yeah, I heard the footsteps. But we all had the same reaction. Like, we thought we were just bugging, and we just prayed and told it to go away. And we just went back to sleep. Like, we all just thought we were just dreaming and making up these footsteps, right? So then my mom said, oh, no, so we're all going to sleep in the same room tonight. The next time you guys hear these footsteps, we all tap each other and wake up. So that night, we all slept in the same room. And guess what? We heard the footsteps again. The same boom, boom, boom. And then you hear the chains. And the footsteps kept walking, but they never made it to their destination. If that makes sense. So you just keep hearing these footsteps walking. And the creepiest part about it was sometimes the footsteps would actually get to where you would think your bedroom door was and stop. And that was it. So, you know, fast forward, we all just prayed together and we're like, whatever this is, like, we're not scared of you. We're not hearing for it. We don't care. So you think it would stop there? It doesn't stop. Fast forward to about 5 months of this happening, and we start to notice that our dining room chairs, so every night, especially in my house, we have a habit of the way we do things, and every night I, especially me, had the habit of pushing every single dining room chair in underneath the table because I just like stuff to look neat. And I would start to notice now, in addition to hearing these footsteps, I'm now noticing every morning when I'm waking up, I know I'm not crazy. I know I put all these chairs under the table. So why are the chairs now dragged out? I'm not talking about just a little bit. I'm not talking about somebody came in the middle of the night and moved it. No, I'm talking about the chairs are significantly pulled out from under the table. So one day I intentionally told everyone in the house, like, hey, I'm starting to feel like something's happening with the table. And you know, all of us, even though I'm gonna be straight, I'm gonna be real with y'all, even when I'm talking about this now, it's kind of weird and scary, but back then it was really scary. But in my family, we always try to pretend like stuff is not that serious because we don't have time for that kind of energy, okay? Energy I want is the Holy Spirit and God and the good energy. We don't have time for that scary stuff. So even though we were scared, y'all, everyone in my house took it like a G. We acted like we weren't scared, but we were shook. My grandma and I decided to go ahead and push all the chairs in, like make sure we push them in good, like lock them together good, and see if we're just tripping. We go to bed that night, and I swear, okay, and I don't swear, I heard what sounded like creaking, like if somebody was to pull out a wooden chair and it drags on the tile. That's the exact noise you would hear, creaking on the floor. And guess what? When we woke up the next day, y'all believe? The chairs were I can't even talk. The chairs were pulled from under the table. I don't believe in ghosts. Okay, I just don't. I know that they exist, but I just don't like to acknowledge them because for what? Okay, I'm stubborn. I don't like to acknowledge you guys. I don't see you. Ghosts to an entire year that we lived in that apartment. Stuff like that will continue to happen, and we pretty much just suffered through it in silence. We never got used to it ever because it was just always creepy and scary every time, but we kind of just dealt with it. And then when we pieced out, we just pieced out. So yeah guys, I know that wasn't like super entertaining, but that was the time I lived in a haunted apartment. If you guys want to hear the story time about the time I opened a DVD and like 1,000 little baby roaches crawled out of it, give this video a thumbs up, and if I get 5 likes on this video, I will do that story time. When you say creepy, that was a creepy story. Alright guys, so I still don't have an outro yet, but I'm gonna see you guys later.